Today we're going to be looking at the LHM TV, guys. This is going to be on Miravanka, and this tank, it's pretty good, man. I will say, I really actually like the gun on this thing and its high penetration value, but the DPM is lacking quite a bit. Just keep that in mind if you decide to play this one. Now, I am a big fan of this and also the G-Sor and the Manicore, that kind of playstyle. I really like those passive type vehicles. So I am currently going up the tech tree, and I will probably soon have some G-Sor footage for you guys, and I will be doing a review on the G-Sor and eventually going up to the Manicore. I would like to get the Manny. It just takes a really long time, guys. Even when you play like half premium, half free to play like me, you're still going to take, it's going to take you a good amount of time to get up there. And you also want to try and mark these vehicles in the meantime. At least I do. I'd like to get up to at least a 2 mark on the LHM TV before I advance onto the G-Sor. We'll see how that works. But here we are, guys, and I love to knock this tree on Miravanka from either side. The Leo PTA appears here. I'm a little nervous, but I'm thinking, you know what? I have like 48% concealment on this vehicle. I am running it with Bounty low noise exhaust and Bounty optics, as well as CVS in the scouting slot, guys. And CVS in the scouting slot is going to be vital when you are playing on maps such as Miravanka, because it is able to eliminate, not completely eliminate, but reduce people's concealment on the move and their concealment when they're behind foliage. So it's very important to be running that commander's vision system, especially in the scouting slot, because you're going to benefit it from it more with it in the scouting slot, because it eliminates people's concealment on the move by, I want to say, like 12.5%, and behind concealment like 20%, or those might be flip-flopped. Now watch how this game goes. You can see we have an issue on the map, right, guys? If you were looking at the map just as I was at this moment during the game, you will see we're having a bit of an issue here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spotted enemy tanks, now 7 on this one line, on this side of the map. We've completely lost the west, but we're kind of pushing the east. Rue is kind of here, so this guy is going to be able to light anything that might try and traverse through the middle of the map. And I'm telling the Scorpion, like, dude, just run. I know you want to get a shot off from here, but you're going to get lit and you're going to get wrecked, because they're going to end up coming like this. Because what happens, if people are smart about this, guys, what ends up happening is they'll come like this. Right, they're gonna do that. Scorpion takes a shot here. I'm taking a shot. I'm pulling back, trying not to get spotted here and get this guy lit. But here you go. 1390 makes a beautiful play. This guy did very well in running through like this, and you can see the Scorpion within seconds melts off the map. So if you're ever in that position and a good light tank player is telling you to retreat, retreat. Okay, guys, don't throw your tank away. So I'm lucky here that these guys are kind of paying attention and they're still in the forest and didn't all push, because the 1390 is able to get cleaned up here. And now watch how aggressive I'm going to get in the LHM TV. I'm realizing, wow, I have 48% concealment. I can probably get away with doing an active scout run. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just sitting here for an extra moment, seeing if someone's going to press this, because I also don't want to lose this line. And we spot the BZ here. Now the shots going into the BZ are going to be difficult. I'm going to try and get a couple into this guy, but eventually he's going to press, and I'm asking for help, but the problem is we only have one artillery player, I believe, and this ridge line doesn't really allow many people to get shots. You can see they're kind of hitting him here, but once he gets below this ridge line, you can see how that terrain is working. They're not going to be able to have shots at him anymore. So I'm going to try and take one more. Where that shell goes, I don't know. It looked like a pretty good aimed shot to me. Probably went underneath him, and now we need to run away from here. Now what I'm going to do is run kind of towards him, and I'm trying to get away from this guy's gun. So I'm running in like this now, making sure that this guy is not going to poke on me, because you do not want to get hit by one of the 176s, especially if they're loading the HE rounds, man. I mean, it's gonna hurt, right? Like, that's all I'm gonna say. It's gonna hurt, even if you're full HP. Like, it'll hit very, very hard. So now I'm making an active scout run, and kind of look at the way I'm doing this, guys. Watch my tank, how I'm turning back and forth. I'm doing the Steel Guts slalom. I'm trying to keep these guys from hitting me, and we're trying to also keep the TS-54 lit, because he's currently capping the base, which wasn't the worst move on his part. Progetto 66 gets lit. These guys are getting shots, but keep in mind that I also have 2 guys over here. So even though I can't see these 2 guys, I know that they're on the map and they might have shots at the Progetto. So that's kind of why I'm making this active run, because I want to catch people out in the mid. I have people that have a good angle right here, and I also have the T-832 and ISU here. Like, there's people on this whole section of the map right now that can have shots, and that's important because you want to make sure that you have angles, right, guys? You have to work different angles, and luckily, again, these two guys down here are still alive, and they have those angles. So now, this Progetto 46 was like a very, very good player, man. He had like an 11,000 personal rating, and he had this thing 3 marked, and I know this guy's a good player. I'm going with him. He knows that it's important that we kind of retake this, you know, A line and then down the 1 line again. And this is what good players understand. They understand angles, and they understand that you need to win the corners of the maps, especially if there's a lot of foliage and good angles. Like over here, once we get up to this ridge line, which is what I'm going to start doing, I'll have an angle at the mid here, and you just continue to work the angles, guys. So we're going to start taking this map back. It wasn't looking good at first, right? The West was gone within like 2 minutes of the game. This team was they absolutely stomped us on the left-hand side, right? But we're going to bring the game back, and I'm going to continue to advance here. I spot the bat chat. I'm going to get a shot to this guy just over the ridge line here. I hit him once, and then the Progetto was able to clean him up, I believe. Yeah. And now we're just going to keep advancing. And look, it's 10-8 because look what happened here, guys, right? Okay, look what happened. Look at the map. I'm going to show you. We ended up taking, so we moved down here like this. We now have people down here that have an angle. I came all the way this way, so now I have an angle from here. Progetto has an angle from here, and the ISU and TA32 who were here are now pushing in the mid. So altogether, look at the angles. These guys have shots going this way. This Progetto has shots going this way. I even have shots going like this now, and these guys have shots going like this. And that's how you work the angles. That's how we were able to bring this game back, is because there's limited space now for these guys to get safe, right? And we're starting to win the map back and getting all the angles. And M43 or whatever this is back here, M53, 55, has easy shots, obviously, as Artie going this way or like whoever he needs to hit, right? But he has the angles because he's back pretty far, so he's going to have that angle, right? The arc to be able to hit some of these guys. So I'm now going to run out here. I'm taking a shot at the Lorraine. Luckily it goes in, and luckily he misses me. And that's pretty much it for this game, guys. Now it's important for you to see how I run this ridge line. I'm going to run the ridge line, and we're going to clean this team up because we now regained all the important parts of the map. We worked the angles. I'm going to go after the BZ68 and watch what this guy does. It's actually quite smart. I'm going to hit him one more time here. I'm trying to get the track. I'm trying to get the tracking shot there, and in fact Progetto actually gets it. He fixes his track, but watch what he does. The Progetto's now on reload, and I'm trying to get away from the Progetto here. And he's going to actually hug the Progetto so that I can't get an easy shot to this guy. So now I have to come all the way around him and get that into his front plate, and then he turns. It was a very good play by him to try and maximize, his like damage basically for that game, right? He just couldn't quite get another shot off, but that's how you have to do it, guys. Don't ever give up. Like, angle your tank. You might be actually able to get like another 400 or 500 damage with one shot. Like, don't ever give up. That's how you're going to be a better player, right? It's just fighting until the very end, knowing when to retreat, knowing when to advance, and if you're in a heavy, knowing how to angle yourself and take one person at a time, right? Don't go out into the open because the game's over and like, I don't care, let me just press the W key. Like, try and angle your tank, get the most out of the game. We stopped this team, man, at the end here because we took the map, guys, and that's why Murovanka is such a loved map by a lot of light tank players, because this is what you're able to do if you understand how the map works. And East is also very important. You can see how vital it was that we won East and won the Forest, right? And I think this was one of those few games where I actually made the difference here, right? We ended with 2388 spotting, 1828 damage, but all the active scouting that I was doing here was vital for this team because they were able to get shots at everyone that was advancing down the A line. If we had lost this entire A line, maybe the game might have been different. Again, I always feel that the forest is the most important part of this map because you have this whole ridge line here, and then you can get down to here, work an angle here, you can get up this way if you need to defend the base, and you have these bushes up on the 6-7 areas. It's just the way I feel about it. You guys might have had different experiences, but here you go, guys. We played this game phenomenally. Mark went way the heck up. We had, a good score by WN8, so good damage, good spotting, and I can't complain at all. I really can't. We still had 13 shells left, which is pretty good on this tank because you do start to run out of ammunition, and I think we shot all regular APs. And the thing with this tank is because the APs have such high penetration, I don't even run that many APCRs. I actually run more APs than APCRs, just because the pen is, satisfactory, right? You really don't need much more. The penetration on these shells is better than the gold penetration on some of the light tanks at this tier. So that's all from Murivanka, guys. If you have any questions or comments or concerns or whatever, especially about this map, do let me know. But I think I've outlined it pretty well. Once you understand this map, guys, I promise you will have good games. Maybe not every single time. I've had bad games on every map, guys. It happens, but once you understand this map, I feel like you all will really start to enjoy it as a light tank player, because it is one of the best maps for light tanks. There's a few better ones, but this one is really enjoyable and really good. So let's get into the end plates. I'll let you guys go. Should be these here. Some video of LT432 session. Weird. Okay. Here's LHM TV. Yes, this is the one. 3463 it was actually, guys. And take a look at this. 1,158 experience. And Progetto had a really, really good game, man. I looked at this guy's, what is it? Personal rating, it was like 11,000. But I also looked at his tanks, and he had like 3 marks, man, on a lot of... Some people are really good at this game, man. But in any case, guys, that is it. It's so weird that this opened up like a video of, I guess it's my LT432 session. Really, really strange, guys. I don't know why that happened. But in any case, guys, that's all for this one. Again, this was a first-class game, and we did a lot more spotting than was actually... noted right in the game, so you will get a good amount of blind spotting, especially when you do all these active scout runs, because people go dark and then your tank destroyers within those last couple of seconds are going to smack the crap out of them at the very end, and you get that extra assist damage. So that is all, guys. Hope you learned something from this. Again, I do run this tank pretty like stacked out with the Bounty Optics, Bounty Low Noise Exhaust, and the Commander's Vision system in the scouting slot, and it gets me 48.75% concealment with the Bounty Low Noise Exhaust. And yeah, man, you're almost an even 90 right in this tank. So if you guys don't play down this line, if you aren't very good with the British lights, I hope that this helps you out, because they're actually pretty fun to play, man. Like, once you get up to the LHM TV, I can't wait to get the G-Sword and the Manicore. Like, the Manicore might be my first tier 10 that I actually enjoy. That's all for this one, guys. I'll catch you for the next one. Take care now, and bye-bye.